Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring a concept that might seem simple at first, but has the potential to completely reshape how we view money, currencies, and the broader economic landscape. This idea could have far-reaching implications for economies across the globe. It may sound like something out of a financial sci-fi movie, but it's rooted in reality, and it's definitely something worth discussing. So here's the question. What happens when we drop 3 zeros from a currency's exchange rate? Sounds like a small tweak, but believe it or not, it could completely change the way we perceive a currency's value. Stick around and let's break it all down together. Imagine living in a world where you can take a single dollar and stretch it far beyond its original purchasing power. Wouldn't that be something? This idea could transform the financial systems we all rely on today. The concept of removing zeros from a currency's exchange rate sounds simple, but it could have profound effects on real-world economies in ways you may not expect. This isn't just about numbers or theoretical models. It's about real-world implications, from consumer confidence to international trade. Let's start by looking at a practical example. Right now, if you take $1, it could be worth around 1,310 units of another country's currency. If you were to divide 1 by 1,310, the value you'd get is minuscule, 0.07643. That's barely a penny in comparison to the original dollar. But what if we removed those 3 zeros from the equation? Suddenly, the value of the currency increases significantly. Now, $1 would be worth 76 units instead of 0.07643. At first glance, it seems like a small change. However, this shift has the power to change the way people perceive the currency. Instead of seeing their currency as something that's worth fractions of a penny, people would begin to see it as something that holds more value. The psychological impact here is huge. When people feel like their money is worth more, it triggers a ripple effect that influences everything from consumer behavior to investment decisions and economic growth. So why does this matter on a psychological level? The answer lies in something we all rely on daily: confidence. Consumer confidence, to be specific. When individuals perceive that their money is stronger and more valuable, they feel more secure in their economic environment. When people feel secure, they're more likely to spend, invest, and take risks. All of these actions help drive economic activity. In essence, confidence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When people believe their money has more purchasing power, they're more likely to spend it. When they spend, demand increases, and businesses respond by expanding, hiring, and increasing production. This stimulates economic growth and can lead to more prosperity across the board. Another huge benefit of a perceived stronger currency is how it can impact international trade. If a country's currency is seen as more valuable, that can open up opportunities to strike better trade deals with other countries. A stronger currency means that goods and services from that country become more competitive in the global market, attracting foreign buyers and increasing export volumes. Countries with stronger currencies often find themselves in a better position to negotiate better trade agreements and secure advantageous deals. Stronger currency values can even reduce the cost of importing goods, improving a nation's balance of trade. This could lead to the creation of more jobs, business growth, and even economic expansion on a global scale. Beyond the global stage, think about the psychological impact of a currency change on a smaller, local level. Take, for example, a typical trip to your local coffee shop. Imagine the price of your usual cup of coffee dropping from 3,000 units of currency to just 3 units after dropping 3 zeros. That drop would make things feel much more affordable. When goods and services feel more affordable, people are more likely to make purchases. When consumers are more confident in the value of their money, they're willing to spend it on everyday items. More sales lead to more profits for businesses. Those profits could lead to businesses hiring more employees, upgrading their equipment, or expanding their operations. This would have a domino effect on the local economy, stimulating growth in ways that might not have been possible with a weaker currency. However, while the concept of dropping zeros from a currency might sound like a magic bullet to boost the economy, it's not without its challenges. In fact, this strategy is far from a quick fix. The process of dropping zeros isn't as simple as it sounds, and there are several hurdles that need to be overcome for it to be successful. The first big challenge is confusion. When a currency's exchange rate changes suddenly, it can throw people off balance. Imagine waking up one day and finding that the numbers on your paycheck, in your bank account, and at the store are suddenly different. People may struggle to adjust to the new system, and that can lead to confusion. How do you price goods and services when the numbers have suddenly shifted? What happens to your savings and debts? This kind of adjustment can lead to temporary chaos in the market as both businesses and consumers try to navigate the change. Another major risk is inflation. If a country decides to drop zeros from its currency but fails to manage inflation properly, it could lead to rising prices. If the money supply isn't carefully controlled during the transition, this can lead to hyperinflation, which could destroy the value of the currency altogether. Without proper planning, the removal of zeros could backfire, causing more harm than good. Despite these challenges, we can look at real-world examples where dropping zeros has been successfully implemented. A key example is Turkey, which faced extreme inflation in 2005. To stabilize the economy, Turkey dropped 6 zeros from its currency. Initially, there was confusion and hesitation as people tried to adjust to the new system, but over time, the economy began to stabilize. The psychological impact of a stronger currency helped restore confidence, and the nation was able to rebuild trust in its financial system. Similarly, Iraq used this strategy after the war to stabilize its economy and regain confidence in its currency. While the transition was challenging, these real-world examples show that removing zeros can be successful, but it requires a careful and thoughtful approach. So should we start considering dropping zeros as a solution for struggling economies? It's certainly worth exploring. As we've seen in countries like Turkey and Iraq, currency revaluation can help restore economic confidence and create real value. But it's also clear that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. There needs to be careful planning, clear communication, and a thoughtful execution strategy for it to work. The key takeaway here is that removing zeros from a currency's exchange rate is not just a numerical adjustment. It's a psychological and economic shift that requires a deep understanding of the implications for both local and global markets. Now let's talk about how these potential currency changes could affect the broader financial world. If you're someone who follows bond markets or owns bonds, you're likely aware of how big currency shifts can have a domino effect on global markets. Bondholders, whether individuals or institutions, are essentially creditors who are owed money by governments or corporations. When the value of a country's currency changes significantly, it can affect bondholder activities and lead to market fluctuations. Some sources are suggesting that major bondholder exchanges could begin very soon, maybe later this week, possibly Thursday or Friday, or even by Sunday. There's a lot of anticipation, and the financial world is watching closely. That uncertainty can make things feel pretty tense. So what can you do about this? First, make sure to stay informed. This is a rapidly developing situation, and it's essential to keep an eye on trustworthy news outlets and financial advisors who can give you accurate information. Don't get caught up in rumors or unverified claims. It's better to stick to the facts. Second, make sure your financial affairs are in order. Ensure your accounts are up to date, have all the necessary documentation ready, and stay prepared for any potential changes in the market. You don't want to miss out on any opportunities that might arise from these shifts. As the changes unfold, remember that the financial world thrives on speculation and anticipation. But with that excitement often comes anxiety. People are nervous about what the future might hold, and that's completely natural. It's perfectly okay to feel uncertain when major changes are coming. Before we wrap things up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole idea. Do you think removing zeros from a currency's exchange rate could lead to more positive economic outcomes? Could it have a real impact on the global financial landscape? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. If you found this video insightful or interesting, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for more content on money, economics, and everything related to finance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.